Hey, everybody, let me ask you this question. Have you ever wanted a sincere apology from a partner, a friend, or family member, but sometimes, we might not get the apology we desire or even deserve? And then in our head, we're asking why. Well, in this episode, Gail and I will share practical insights on how to navigate these moments, emphasizing on the importance of vulnerability, empathy, and active listening. Well, your transformation starts here. And yes, it is time to order yourself, and we'll be right back.
Listen, Wednesdays may be a hump day for some people, but it need not be for you. How would it feel to just hit pause for a moment? A chance to refresh and re energize your mind, body, and spirit. Let's find out together on the Water Yourself Wednesday show. Tune in as real women share their stories of triumphs and transformations and how they have manifested the lives that they desire and truly deserve.
Hello, hello, hello. It is Wednesday. Well, Wednesdays may be a hum day for some of you out there, but it need not be for you who are watching the show today. Now, how would it feel to just kind of pause for a moment because people, like they go busy in the week and then suddenly it's Wednesday and they think, oh, it's hum day. What if you got yourself a pause moment, right? A chance to refresh, re energize your mind, body, and spirit? While the show features conversations of real women sharing real stories of triumph and transformations and how they manifest the life they desire and truly deserve. I'm your host here, Zav Zan, and you probably are new to me. If not, I've been here producing the show with my other co-hosts. But today I am here with another of my co-hosts, but she's gonna be the spotlight of the show. Let me read a little bit more about her. But before that, if you're here, say hello in the comments so that we can say hello to you right back and let us know what you think of the content that we're sharing today on the show. In case you're wondering, what is the topic of today's show? I'll put it up right now. So today's episode 9 is all about apology unplugged, healing relationships, and finding safety. Have you had anyone like did something wrong to you and you wait in the corner and go like, when is that apology coming? Oh, hello, when is that apology coming? And you go like, I don't think it's ever coming. So we're gonna have that conversation today. I'm very excited to be with my co-host. Oh my God, let me read her bio a little bit because I'm trying to figure out like, am I qualified to do this interview? But this is gonna be a fun one because I can probably share my own stories and insights about this topic today. And let me read her bio so you can get a preview and taste of who Gail is. All right. So, Gail Petrowsky is a highly accomplished transformational life coach and a master in NLP, which is neuro linguistic practitioner with an MSW. She received training at the prestigious Albert Eli Institute of Rational Emotive Therapy and holds certification in Ericksonian therapy. In addition to her impressive credentials, she is the author of a wellness booklet for women. Through her intimate seminars and personalized one on one therapy, Gail empowers individuals to move forward in life and undergo profound personal growth. Over the past 3 decades, yes, that's 30 years in case you're counting, right? Over the past 3 decades, Gail has designed and led 6 different seminars across the country. She has also created stress reduction CDs that have provided countless individuals with greater mental clarity, inner calm, which I could use right now, and overall wellness. Her seminars and CDs have been instrumental in helping people lead more vital and productive lives. Gail expertly utilizes NLP in her personal development and business seminars, a proven technology for achieving personal and professional growth and reaching one's goals. She enables individuals to harness the language of the mind for consistent success in achieving desired outcomes. In her business coaching and personal development seminars, Gail guides participants in achieving excellence in communication, leading to improved performance, fulfillment, and tangible results. People, we're talking about tangible results. So if you're looking for tangible results, please, 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 please help me welcome my guest and co-host, Gail Petrowsky. Whoop, whoop. Hi, Gail.
Thank you, Zeph. Thank you.
You're welcome. Look at you. Look at you having a setup that's probably going to help us and our audience today calm the nerves, right? Because we're going to talk about kind of a heavy duty topic, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, Gail, I know this is a big topic, and this is, I'm glad we're getting you on the show today because we've been keeping you as a secret weapon for Warrior Self Retreat, right? Right back there. And I'm thinking, we got to get Gail on. When is she going to come on? I'm looking at the schedule like, when is she going to come on? Anyways, I'm so glad that you're here, and I'm glad that we're doing this topic together because I'm getting goosebumps already.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. So yeah, let's just go right into the conversation, right? We talk about, apology unplugged. That's our topic. Apology unplugged, healing relationships and finding safety. But let me ask you this, just getting us started, like, how do you have a good, healthy relationship, right? Because it's a big topic, but how do let's start with the foundation, the structure that we're building. I mean, why is it so hard to have a good relationship?
Okay, it's a huge topic, and I usually do it on for a 2-day weekend, which
Yep.
we'll be doing.
Yeah.
However, let me answer it this way. I don't know anyone that has a PhD in creating successful relationships.
Nope.
So it's all via what we have learned in our own families, what we watched our parents, how they communicated, what kind of relationship they had, and then our own personal experiences that we've kind of stumbled on, fumbled around with, and come up with our own experience of what is working and what isn't working. So it's very difficult because there really isn't any rule book or manual as to how to have a successful relationship. However, there are tools and techniques and ways to be able to communicate and be able to delve into who you really are as an individual, because it starts there, your relationship with yourself. If you don't have a good relationship with yourself, then how can you expect to have a good relationship with someone else?
I love that you brought that up. Have a good relationship with yourself first, then internally, right? Then we head outside as in externally. Let me just see something here because for some reason, LinkedIn is saying that it's not streaming out there. But anyways, I just want to also say this. If you're tuning in and I see Malika Henderson, who was our guest like probably 2 weeks ago. I just want to say welcome, Malika. Hi, hi. She says hello. Hi,
Hi,
hello.
Malika.
And she says, absolutely, we are our first best friend. Whoop, whoop, girl, you know that, right? So we talk about us being, our own best friend, and we start with us. So I want to kind of talk about the relationship, right, Gail? Because when we talk about this apology unplugged, right? So one of the things that come to mind to me is like whenever we have some kind of conflict or argument, doesn't matter your partner or your family or your friend,
Mhm.
whoever, the
Yep.
business partner, right? There are some kind of power dynamics, there's some kind of like, because the ego is like, oh, it's me, kind of thing in that way. But do you think there are power dynamics at play when we give and receive apologies within our relationships? And if yes, why is it important to recognize, recognize them to have a better relationship?
Well, first of all, it depends on what kind of a relationship you have. It's very different with your boss than it would be with an intimate relationship or a family member. The first thing that has to happen is, in order to create safety in communication, is to be able to know yourself, know your own boundaries. What works, what doesn't work, what's okay, what's not okay, and then be able to provide that other person with information for you, for your own well-being and your own safety, so
Mm-hmm.
that you can have peace of mind while you're talking to someone and you're asking them to be with you on a specific topic. Now, if they are contrary, or they're angry, or they don't know how to do this, or their ego is all over the place with this, then it makes it more difficult. But there is a way to be able to communicate. And first, it has to come from you to be able to ascertain, here is what I need from you in order to move forward in our communication. I want no yelling, for example, no raised voices. I would really like to be able to hear you and not interrupt you. And I would also like you to not interrupt me when I'm speaking, because that way we'll be able to really be able to understand in our hearts and our souls and our minds what's going on. Now, everyone doesn't understand how to do this. And so you need to set up the parameters of what is working and what isn't working. And then you need
Yep.
to be able to speak honestly, from a place of heart,
Mm-hmm.
and not ego, and be able to share your feelings and your emotions.
I love that. Before you go on to the next one, I love that you mentioned come from the heart and not from the ego. Let that sink in, everybody. If you're tuning in and this is kind of like a new thing for you, I think in many ways that, so I think the next question I have, which is in a way you started us off with, is, how do you create safety in communication so that we can work through a problem, right? Healthily. And I think what resonated with me most when, when you just said that, it needs to come from a place of heart versus ego. And I think not many people understand what that looks like. Would you be able to give us an example? Because, sometimes we talk like, hey, you're going to come from heart, not the ego. Not everyone understands that lingo. Would you mind just kind of give a brief explanation so our audiences out there can have a little bit of clarity?
Well, hopefully, the person that you're talking to wants to move forward in this relationship. Um, And that's a very big key, because if you already have a love established or a kinship established, and you like each other, and you want to move forward and you don't want to get stuck. In order to do that, you really need to come from messages about, when not about the other person, not you, but about you, but yourself. When this happens, like active listening,
Oh,
very,
I
very
love that.
important, active listening. When this happened, for example, and you share the example without pushing the other person in the defensive, in the corner, when this happened and we were talking, and then you raised your voice or you said this, that already pushes somebody into the corner. So what you
Oh,
want to
yeah.
do is express what you were feeling in that moment, and then bring it out of the context of what just transpired and say, it reminds me of a time when I was a child, totally out of context now, not the same experience. Or another time when something happened, totally not in context, but I had the same feeling. And I want to share that with you. I'd like you to understand the feeling, because
Ooh.
we care about each other. And that's what it's really about. It's not about what led up to it as much as the eliciting of the feelings and the emotions. Once the other person can take themselves out of feeling defensive, in the defensive mode, then you can really have a conversation about, wow, that's how you were feeling when I did that. I had no clue. I had no clue that that is what this elicited for you, what it brought up. And then can come, I get it. I understand.
Oh my God. Oh
Yeah.
my God. This is what
Yeah.
happens, folks, when you talk to Gail Petrowsky. All right. You get all these good seeds. Yes, I give you all permission in the comments. Drop, I'm not kidding. Hashtag Zav Goosies. All right. Because I am not kidding. This is what happens. This is just a taste. Just a taste. Oh my God, of what's going to happen or what you can experience if you join us at Water Yourself Retreat next year. But we'll talk a little bit more about that because I want to kind of also acknowledge some of the comments that are coming through. Oh my God, I'm having goosebumps. So Malika is saying right here, she says, establishing norms in any relationship is critical. Yes, Gail. And she says, I'm eating this up. Absolutely, Malika. You know how it is. And she says, allowing vulnerabilities to shape motives for establishing norms. One thing that came up for what you just shared, and I'm
Yeah.
having goosebumps.
Yeah.
Folks, this is not scripted in case you don't know. So I had a conversation today with a friend, and we were talking about exactly what you just said, right? Because we need to have conversation with people who are ready to hear or listen. Because otherwise it just goes through. It's just like, done. I didn't hear that. Like what? Right? And then the person who's doing the questioning or the apology must be like, what the heck just happened, right? I just got like ran over. And I love that you highlighted that because many of us, when doing apology or sharing our feelings, right, of hurt or betrayal or whatever, we just want to blurt it out because we're coming from a place of hurt. But we're not thinking about the willingness or how open the other person is going to receive this because we have different language of apology or communication, so there's a breakdown in the communication. Whoop, whoop, I'm having goosies. So, like I said, that's just a taste of what you're going to get at one of yourself retreat with Gail. I do have another question because we're talking about apology and it could be like we're looking for a friend, our parents, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, romantic partner, right? One of the things when we talk about apology, and many of us want it, but don't necessarily get it, right? Because we want closure. When we want closure, we think like, hey, maybe we should have a conversation so that we can get closure. Let me ask you this question, Gail. Do you really think we need a conversation for closure? Who is this closure for? Like, who is this conversation for? Is it for me or the other person? Like, do we really need a conversation for closure?
Here's my answer, Zeph, and to everyone
Drum
out there.
roll. Drum
Everybody
roll.
out there. If in fact you're having a conversation with someone you really care about, that you really want in your life, and who really wants to be in your life and is accountable in the aspect of being in a relationship with you, then the answer is yes. If
Mhm.
in fact you're talking to someone who has been abusive, who has hurt
Mm.
you, and
Ooh.
has hurt you continuously, and the patterns don't change, then that person is really not going to be accountable. And to have closure with a person like that is a waste of time, because
Ooh.
that person, you need to define who you want in your life and who you don't want in your life, because people that are in your life define who you are. So if you're with someone that is hurtful and is not respecting you and treating you like garbage, then the likelihood of that person being accountable in this conversation, that you where you want to find peace of mind and fulfillment and safety, is not going to happen. I would say to you, if that happens and it's that kind of a person, then you need to find closure for yourself so that you can be at peace and you can say bye-bye and move on with your own boundaries, so that you can absolutely live the fulfilling life without the abuse. And if you need counseling, go get counseling. If you need to talk to friends, go talk to friends. If you need to do an anger release process for yourself, then do it. But don't waste your time with someone that is not there for you.
Here's something else I want to add. If you need to go throw an axe at the, X center, or, go smash some stuff, go do it, people. I promise you, you'll let some of that hot thing go. She's laughing and she knows me well. I'm like, let me go to the axe throwing place and just do some axe throwing. I mean, that's a tool, right? To kind of regulate how we feel. But anyways, I just wanted to say, thank you for you all who's watching. And Malika says, wait, Jean, who's here with us today watching, Gail, she says, love Zeph's idea of X throwing. Try it. Why do you think they have these places? Because we need to find a healthy way to get rid of our anger and be healthy. And Malika is saying, she says, whoa, those surrounding me are a reflection of me, not them. Whew,
Yeah.
I'm feeling the heat here.
I just got goosebumps.
I just got goosebumps myself. Oh my God, Sam. I tell you, those Zeph Goosies, hashtag that, they're true and they're real. We have a few more minutes here, but I want to kind of ask you this final question, because we kind of like our audience to take something away, right? From this show that we do weekly. Oh my God, I'm having goosebumps. And I tell you, people, when I have goosebumps, that means my solar plexus is just working. I'm like, oh, Mama G, I need you today. But anyways, everybody, I want to tell you this, right? So one of the things we do to show is we want to let you have a taste of what you could experience at our event next year. But I'll talk about that later, because I wanted to get to this final question, because we only have a few minutes here, because this is important for all of you who's watching. Even if you're watching on replay, be sure to let us know if our conversation resonates with you, or the tools that you've taken and practiced that, like oh my God, I've done that. We would love to hear your comments. So Gail, before we go, for our audiences, right, let me ask you this. I know we only have 20, 30 minutes of the show. We can't possibly get everything covered. Maybe a foundation, something that, our audience out there, a tool, a strategy that our viewers and listeners can take away from this episode to kind of create a safe and nurturing space for open dialogue and authentic healing in their own relationships. Do you have anything in your toolbox to kind of share with them? Just something basic, because we can't cover this, and just even in 1 hour, we can't cover this, but something basic, like
Sure.
we're building the floor of a home.
Sure.
Let's give it to our audience.
Okay. One of the things that I'd like to share is know yourself. If you don't know yourself and your flaws and your positives, your negatives, your weaknesses, your joys, what you really want in life, who you are, how you see yourself, your own reflection, you need to do that, because before you get into another relationship or the one that you're in, you really need to define and understand yourself so well. The other thing is knowing your boundaries. What's okay for you? What's not okay for you? We've talked about this before, but it's really important. Even with my children growing up, I would say that's okay, but that's not okay. You need to define that very clearly. The other thing is if you are having a heated conversation and you want to resolve it, my suggestion is to create time, both of you, both individuals, create the space and the time to have that conversation. The other piece of advice I have is emotion is energy in motion. You cannot stay stuck or really that angry if you're walking and talking. Go for a walk.
Ooh, I love that.
And talk it out, because you'll start off being angry, but you won't stay angry, because it's not possible as you're physically moving to be able to stay in the same place that you were when you stepped out the door wanting to speak, and you'll be able to get through it a lot faster. Just walk your talk. Another thing is to remember that who you are deserves to be treated with respect and love and caring. And so does the other person in your life. So it's not all about who's right and who's wrong. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with your feelings and being able to create the safety so that you can speak to someone from your heart and know you're not going to be laughed at, you're not going to be disrespected. And even if you don't agree, you'll be able to set up the boundary and the guideline to be able to hear each other without interrupting each other, whether you agree with what you're hearing or not.
I love that you said that. And I was, when you said love, you know what I did, Gail? Do you not see my t-shirt today? I was like, I know this word is going to come out a lot in the show. I'm going to find this t-shirt. I'm going to wear it for the show because I can just put it out like this as a prop. And it says, come from a place of love. I love you said that. I'm just going to do, the comment because I saw Malika saying, Malika. I think it's Malika. I apologize, Malika. I keep on saying Malika. So she says, emotion is energy in motion. Phew. Thank you so much, Gail. And Jean says, we'll try to incorporate more physical movement to diffuse intense emotions. Thank you, Gail. Thank you, Gail. Thank you, Gail. That's basically what it is. So, folks, I just, when you say, motion, I'm just thinking like, that's why I say X throwing. Like, that's motion too. Like, X throwing. Are you going to smash some stuff? I mean, they created these places for a reason, right, Gail? Because they know people need an outlet to channel their energy.
Yeah.
Hey, do it healthily. So there you go. So, folks, I just want to say, for some of you who probably do not know or realize why we're doing this show, Water Yourself Wednesdays, is kind of like a way for us to share what you can experience at the Water Yourself retreat. Gail and I and our two other event partners, Tiffany and Shannon Malkin Daniels, this is just a little bit of the taste of what you will be experiencing. Yep, we can't cover this topic in 30 minutes or 1 hour. You just have to be there and get more information on how you can attend and join us at this retreat. The retreat is, you can see the ticker going there at the bottom of the screen. It tells you where to go and get more information, right? You watch this show at wateryourselfretreat.com/live, but you can get more information at wateryourselfretreat.com. So one of the things that you probably will see on the website is that Gail is one of our workshop facilitators. And Gail, I think you're going to do a lot of inner and deeper inner and outer work, right? So we
Yes.
want you to attend the event, and when you leave, you go like, you're skipping, right? Because your energy,
Transformation.
yes, you're skipping, and you're like, oh my God, I got this. And do join us and get more information from there. And this was just like a taste of what you can experience and what you can achieve as far as your transformations are concerned. I don't know why you want to go. Maybe there's something that you need to work on and you need Gail's help. This is a preview of what you can experience. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I come from a place of love. I have a prop. Anyways, I just want to say thank you all for tuning in every Wednesday. We're here every Wednesday. But Gail, I just want to say thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us. I know, you've done this many, many times, and doing the show is just like, I got this,
Not at
So
all, Steph. Not at all.
so I can't wait to see and have you at our next few. I don't know when your date is, but make sure you all tune in for next week, or just go to warriorstuffretreat.com/live to get more information of the shows that are coming up next. And the most important thing I think is like comment, when you're watching our videos, wherever you are catching them on social media, please comment. Let us know how you feel. Anything resonates with you, or is there a question you want to ask Gail? Because Gail will surely find the questions because she's on the threads too, or if there's something that you would like to see at the retreat address or whatever it is, we would love to hear from you because this is how we engage through our shows. That said, I just want to say thank you again, Gail, and looking
Thank
forward
you,
to the
Steph.
next
Thank
episode with
you.
you. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everybody. Be sure to connect with Gail. I'm having goosebumps. I'm not kidding. #ZevGoosies. Bye, everybody.
Thank you for tuning in to the show. We hope the stories shared have inspired you to water yourself. Your transformation begins here. Until next time, keep on manifesting the life you desire and truly deserve. The Water Yourself Wednesdays show is a production of Engage LLC and is brought to you by Water Yourself Retreat. Get more information about the event and community support at wateryourselfretreat.com. You can also follow us on your favorite social media platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube.